We ain't got no music. We ain't got nothing. Just going straight down. Just
raw dogging it today.
Always the best way. No.
Hey, bro, you're allowed to do that now.
Did it the right way.
We back.
But no, welcome to another episode of Manifestors podcast. Not sure what number this is because we haven't recorded in
26,
well
27.
over. Yeah, I was about to say
It's been a minute.
We haven't recorded well over at least probably going on 3 months.
Yeah.
So this your boy Tay.
This your boy Dev.
It's your boy Cal.
And man, we really just about to catch y'all up for real today. We haven't talked to y'all in a little second. We got some life updates.
Mm-hmm.
Life's been changing. You can see we're in a different space right now.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dev on a new apartment space. It's
New
giving
journey.
real vibes, as you can see in the background. But yeah, what's going on in y'all life right now?
Shit, for me, new space, sold the house, making this like my new little cave, my little play area.
It's not little, bro.
Yeah, I was about to
Okay.
say this place is
It's
big.
actually pretty. It's nice.
It's a nice size.
Appreciate it, but just trying to transition into this new space right now. That's what I've been focusing on this past 2.5 weeks. But yeah, bro, just trying to be a better steward to what God has for me, what God has already given me. That's been like my motto all year, being a better steward. So, what about you?
Same old for me, bro. Just working my life away. But it's a short-term thing for a long-term gain. So just trying to keep that in mind. Just working, chilling with the family. That's really it. Ain't nothing too new on my end.
For me, obviously got married. So
Congrats.
appreciate you guys. Thank you. Hence that comment about the raw dog and, officially can, I can say and do whatever. No, but, so got married, still working on the house part. I hit a point where I was spending a little too much time over there and I started spending a little more time, just being a newlywed, trying to learn my wife, trying to experience times with her. And then, so now I'm trying to find a balance. Outside of that, really the same thing, another day. Kind of starting to look into pivoting another position at work. But like Calvin said, pretty much just put my head down and grinding for real for what's next to come. Trying to make the decisions today that'll pay off for the life I want to live tomorrow.
So we've been gone for like a good 3 months.
Yeah.
So within this 3 months, Q2, what's been like the biggest takeaway? Like if you can only pick one, what's been the biggest takeaway?
I like that question.
For me, I think it's been accountability.
Mm-hmm.
I know earlier we was talking about disagreements we may have with our spouses, and just being self-aware. I know Dev, you were talking about apologizing and whatnot.
Yeah.
And that's something that I struggle with too. It's very difficult for me to admit when I'm wrong, especially in the heat of the moment.
Yeah.
So sometimes I just gotta get out of that space, come back and say, hey, this was wrong. I see where your point of view is, and I apologize for acting the way I did. Mm-hmm. So for me, it's been accountability and just, directing that in the different aspects of my life.
Mm-hmm.
I think mine is it's really kind of to that point of self-awareness. It's really being honest with myself though. Mm-hmm. So like realistically, if I'm spending too much time or not enough time doing something, it's not gonna happen. Like how you guys, I believe it was on like an old podcast where we talked about it and y'all make a list early in the day or something and y'all try to hit at least those 3 vital things. Instead of I never really spoke on it, but my list would be like 10 things. And realistically, we don't have enough time in a day. Even if we got the same 24 hours, I still realistically don't have enough time to hit every single point. So now I'm trying to be honest with myself because like we tell ourselves the most lies. Like nobody knows that I might have said, hey, I'm gonna do this and I didn't do it except for myself.
Yep.
So I'm trying to learn how to be honest with myself, how to be honest with now my wife, and I'm trying to learn how to, navigate through some not only past traumas, but just like whatever's going on right now to be the best version of myself. Back to that stewardship part, like really being the best version of myself for me, but also for those that I encounter in life.
I'll say for me, moving like there's a camera crew watching me at all times.
That integrity.
Yeah, because I might present myself a certain way in public, but when I come back home, I might be the laziest person you ever know. Always moving like somebody's watching. Because with that, you'll start questioning every little decision. Am I studying what I need to study? Okay, I'm relaxing right now. Should I really relax or should I be like doing something productive? Okay, I'm spending more time on this task. Is it really benefiting me? Should I allocate my time differently? So that's what I truly been taking away. That's what I truly been doing. Just moving like somebody's always watching. Moving like a camera crew is showing my future family my every move.
Shoot, so I guess I got a question for you on that. Like, how do you make sure that you don't burn yourself out with that? Or like you are honest with, you making the right decision more so?
I mean, you already know me. I'm gonna burn myself out regardless. That's just a downfall of me. Like people are gonna have to tell me to slow down.
So pretty much you're gonna get something done at all costs.
Yeah, I'm gonna do something. But it's kind of like that. Whatever I'm doing, I'm focused on that. So if I'm relaxing, I'm focused on relaxing, giving my all in that moment, and not thinking about the next task. That's another practice that I've been doing. So that's it helped me prevent burnout because when I relax, I'm chilling. Like I'm focusing on nothing but chilling.
Living in the moment.
Like living in that moment, not thinking about anything else. But when I'm on that grind mode, it's kind of hard to get me out. And it's also kind of a negative because when you are in that grind mode and, you're married now, when your wife comes in, she wants to, watch a TV show or something like that. It's kind of hard because you in a certain mode, you in grind mode. It's kind of hard to balance that. But that's also on your partner side. Like your partner has to respect the type of mode you're in. And also respect whenever we are having our time, we are having our time and appreciate that moment. So it's kind of pros and cons to it, but I'd rather do that than regret not, putting forth enough effort to certain tasks and look back on it like, damn, I should have been doing X, Y, and Z. So,
shoot, big on that part. As far as like you saying, like them respecting that grind mode, I noticed that even when I am in grind mode, I had to learn how to communicate that I'm in grind mode. Cause she might not know. Like she might just, he reading or he just doing this and doing that. Like I sit in the car for like 10 minutes before I go inside just to kind of get my mind right. So I'm not like running in the house and just running around. And when I get in the house, I can go straight to her and just be like, hey, how was your day? Cause like I didn't just came from work. I just came from the gym, whatever it is. I'm trying to learn how to, split these different phases of life and kind of turn off certain things, leave work at work, leave home at home. And it's not easy, but also it comes down at the end of the day to the communication part. So I know you mentioned, like, we were talking about a little bit of communication earlier. So how do you think that, do you think you've grown in communication, or do you think, like, what's some of your biggest things that you working on right now as far as communication?
So communication before for me didn't exist. It was like, you want to talk about this and I don't care about this, so we ain't talking about it. And that's the end of it.
Damn, you a dick.
Pretty much.
Damn, you a dick.
I was. I'm be straightforward with you about that. And I was like that with pretty much everybody. And then here comes this girl. She's like, no, that's not going to work. So I kind of have had to, I had to transition completely into being at least open to say, hey, I don't want to talk about this right now. Like, this is not going to end well because of how I might say things or what I might say. So let's table this discussion right now. Let me get a little bit of space. We'll come back and reconvene and have a more productive conversation. Because I'd rather do that than have an argument. I storm out the house. We don't talk for a few hours. We come back. The air is weird, and it just keeps like that tension is just there.
Yeah.
And it's just like, what at that point it's like, why? Like, what's the purpose? So as far as communication, it's definitely grown. And the only way it's grown is by being intentional about it. Like I said, I have to literally stop and think about what we're doing in this moment. Because if I don't, it's just gonna snowball and it's gonna mess up the whole day. And it's like, that ain't worth it.
I feel like we should dedicate a whole episode to communication, especially speaking on how we like to be communicated with. Because a woman thinks they are effectively communicating with us in a certain way, but it's really not getting to us.
Yeah, because we all got different communication styles.
So I feel like we should, dedicate a whole episode to how we like to be communicated with. What's our style? What's our listening styles?
Yeah.
And what's the process that we have to go through in our heads as men, as black men, when we want to communicate an issue with our partner.
And I mean, we can even go beyond that. If we're doing a whole episode on communication, we can go like in corporate America, like as a black man, how we have to effectively communicate, even with our families. Yeah. Because we not like the normal people that we might have encountered in life. So it's like you got to communicate a certain type of way in order for people to really comprehend like what you doing. Like, bro, why can't you come turn out with me? Or like, why you not doing this? Why you not doing that? But we could say that's some gems. That's definitely be some gems dropped on that communication. Sure. Most definitely. Yeah,
because I forgot which episode of the Millionaire Morning Show it was, but his name is Anton Daniels. If you look at the numbers, he's like top 5 biggest influencers / podcasters / YouTubers / entrepreneurs in the Detroit area. You watch his stuff, right? Like I forgot which episode it was, but he was talking about how this generation is lazy and we truly don't want to work. And a lot of the content that's being pushed out there into the world is kind of like BS, the BS content that really doesn't matter, that's not influencing anybody for real. So I feel like we have a voice, and we have a voice that needs to be heard. So
I was about to say, I think to that point where you said it's not really influencing people, I think the problem is it is influencing people. It's validating people.
Yeah.
Like, all right, shoot.
It's validating their bad behavior.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Because it's like, if so-and-so did it and he made it as this, I can do it too. Like, yeah, I can take a couple of days off of this, and then next thing, a couple of days turns into tomorrow. And that's one thing I learned at that Black Men and Boys Symposium in Grand Rapids was there's no better time than now. So whatever you do in life, whether you want to work with kids, whether you want to be a better version of you, whether you want to work on your relationship, your communicating skills, there's no better time than now. Like, even when Calvin had asked, he's like, hey, Tay, what's your ETA? When he asked that, in my head, I'm like, dang, I could have been a better person and said, hey, I'm 30 minutes out. Like, because I thought about it. The moment he sent that, I'm like, dang, like, I'd start reflecting a little bit back on myself of how I could have avoided somebody having to interact in a situation and even ask me a question. Because a lot of times it's good to try to answer all the questions possible before they're even asked. Because at that point, you're just wasting time going back and forth. But, like, we could have started probably 20 minutes earlier if I just would have said, hey.
Bro, I was 20 minutes late.
No, but I'm saying if I would have told you beforehand, like, hey, I'm this many, because I've been driving for 2 hours, so I could have easily just said, hey, y'all, I'm this far out. So I'm starting to reflect a lot back on myself as to what I can control more so in my life.
But for me, like, in that situation, as soon as he sent that, I text him separately. I'm like, yeah, Deontay is in Ann Arbor right now, and if what's happening is going to happen, I already know he has to take the wife home first, get her situation.
Oh, yeah.
And then, whatever time he gets here with us is whatever time.
It's just funny because you never know the situations that, like, go on. Because it's just like we all got our own, like, isolated silo that we work in. Like, I work in my silo, you work in your silo. Sometimes you might, I don't know. That's funny, though.
Like, when you said 5:37, I was shocked. I'm like...
Because it was like literally, like, as soon as you sent the message, like right before you text, like what the ETA was, he was like, yeah, we probably should just do this next week because it might be late.
Because with me, I don't know why, but that sermon that pastor preached about if your friends can't respect the era or the time of your life that you're in right now, they're not your true friends. And I'm like, okay, I'm like 50-50 on it, because of what he was saying with it. But I truly respect that, and I respect the era that you're in right now, newly married. So I'm trying to be a lot more considerate of how I move, especially when it comes to like your time, because it's not technically your time anymore.
It's like our time. But even to that point though, that's where my part comes in, like in my own relationship or my own marriage now, where I'm communicating stuff more early on. So like I told her, hey, we're gonna record a podcast like earlier this week when we talked about it. And I'm like, all right, so we gotta leave your mom's, because originally we was gonna probably leave her mom's at like 6, 7 and get here super late. And it's like, no, we gotta record a podcast. She's like, oh, okay, no problem. As long as I say it like early on, that's what I'm learning. Because typically I'm used to a me situation. Like, bro, somebody be like, hey, bro, you trying to pull up? Yeah, I'll pull up. Now I'm like, nah, I ain't even gonna bother, because I know if I tell her right now I'm about to go leave and do this, it's gonna be prolonged, and it's gonna be that snowball effect to that point of where this all could have been avoided if I just would have discussed this beforehand.
That literally just happened to me like a few days ago. Like, I rent 2 cars out, and so sometimes like I have to drop a car off at the airport. Obviously, I can't just drop it off at the airport myself.
Yeah.
And the Uber is like $40 there and back. So I'm like, that don't really make sense. So I realized, like, I know I have everything written down as far as like when I have to drop the cars off. So I'm like, all right, I got to drop the car off tomorrow. As soon as I knew that, I should have been going to my girl like, hey, I need you to ride with me to the airport tomorrow. But instead, I was like, it was like 20 minutes before I was about to go. Like, hey, so what you about to be doing?
Yeah, that's
you got actual work to do, or you just bullshit?
You got time. Yeah.
So yeah, that being a proactive thing, I definitely agree with that, because you could get rid of so many small arguments or whatever.
And it actually shows you how structured your day is. If you have gaps in your day, that means your day isn't as structured.
No, definitely is true.
And that's something I struggle with a lot. Having complete structure with my day.
So when you say complete structure, you said like time stamps, like this time is dedicated to
Like
this.
a time
this
block.
Yeah, I struggle with that too.
But at the same time, I like that freedom. It's like we are ocean. We just going with the flow in a sense, but it's like we have a certain direction of the flow.
Yeah.
I kind of like that. Like I know, all right, 5 a.m, I want to start running more because I have marathon. All right, wake up 5 a.m, do whatever, however many miles that day, come home, shower, go to work. All right, when I'm at work, focus, do whatever little side projects. Come home, drop my stuff off, go to the gym. And then as soon as I'm back home, making sure that I'm working on something for me. Because that's the area that I sacrifice the most.
So I got a question for both of y'all. Do y'all find yourselves at work realizing like, hey, I might have a little bit of a gap where I don't have any meetings, I don't got that much work to do, I could put this little project on the back burner, so I'm gonna work on something for me real quick for the next 20 minutes?
I do.
Whether that's I gotta go to the bank or I need to pay this bill or whatever it is. Do y'all ever find yourselves doing that?
Yeah, I do. That's how I edit like the church videos. I do that at work. Whenever I get tired of working, like I'll take 30 minutes, edit church videos, edit the podcast. So I do, but at the same time, these past couple weeks, the type of projects that we've been doing more DTE, storm response, than my actual billable work.
Okay.
So I've been out in the field. So it fluctuates.
Yeah, no, I can't really, cause like in the plant, it's just we got radio. So if we get called to something, you gotta go in the moment. So I spend probably, it really depends on the day, but on average, I probably spend 30% of the time at my desk and 70% on the floor or actually doing something or managing something to get done. So it's just like the time I do have where I'm not on the floor, I'm behind on my projects back at my desk, and I'm not trying to give my time at home away to work on these projects for work. Because I used to do that. I used to take work home. So I don't really take work home at all anymore, except for yesterday. I lied. Yesterday I did have to do something for tomorrow, but I try to keep work at work. So in that time of when I do get time at my desk, I got to focus on that. But the other day, I think it was like last week at some time, Ariane was sick. So I was like, shoot, I'm going to try to go home and take her some soup or something. Like I was just trying to be proactive and intentional. I had the time. I was like, I'm going to get out of here by 11. I ordered it. That food sat there for an hour and 15 minutes. And that just, it was almost like another realization. Like, dang, this job really is like, they got me in a chokehold right now. Like, it's a good paying job, all that. But at the same time, that's what we always get lost in is the financial standpoint. Like, it's good money, this and that. And other people will kill for this opportunity. But also, are you killing yourself for this opportunity? Or are you overstretching yourself to an extent? So it's like, it's just making me realize I do need, I think in my next role, as opposed to going into operations and being in a more demanding role, I might need to take that step back and go into a corporate role in order to give time to outside work and find a balance. But it's just a lot of self-reflecting though.
For me, going from being on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, to now working like a traditional 9 to 5, I miss the whole craziness in a sense.
Surviving in chaos.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting you to say that, especially considering you said you like the structure.
I miss the chaos.
It made me structure in chaos.
It made me feel validated in a sense because it's like I'm that head honcho. I'm that head Negro in charge in this moment. Like I have 7 buildings underneath me. They call me for an issue to be solved.
It's a sense of worth. Yeah, it's almost like in a relationship. Like if you feel like your girl don't ever need you for anything, or she don't ever come to you for anything, you kind of feel like, dang, why am I here? And with work, it's almost like you validated through what you're doing. Cause like, hey, if they need something, they got to come to me, or they talk about how good you are. They remind you like, we value you, we appreciate you. And it's almost like a stimulant within yourself where you feel validated and appreciated. And it's like, cool, you right. And that's the same phase I'm in right now, or that's what I've been in. Been here for 2.5 years, and that's what's keeping me in this role.
And like I said, I might miss it, but it wasn't for me. Obviously, they did layoffs before the new contract with the Teamsters. They did layoffs right before the contract again, and they're currently doing more layoffs right now. So it's like God didn't have it in the plans. God put me here in this position for a reason. It's my duty to figure out that reason. He's allowing me more time to work on more of me. And just making sure just making sure that I am appreciative of this moment and I take advantage of it. So,
that's facts.
But what's next for us? Like, we got 6 months left in this year, right? 6 months. We're like midway in quarter 3. Quarter 4 is sneaking up on us real quick. So what's like the next thing for us within these 6 months?
I'd say probably for me, selling a house, obviously. Because it really is just taking, it's always, even if I'm not physically there, I'm mentally there. It's always in the back of my head. No matter where I'm at, it's like, dang, I could have, instead of watching this movie, I could be at the crib working on this, or I could be doing this. And it's just like, it seems like it's all small, minor things, but it's like the more minor things that I take care of, the more that pop up. And it's like, dang, I got to take care of that too. But really just selling the house, getting that out the way, being a better husband, being a better, to your point, like being a better steward, like for myself and also for those that are around me, and trying to be realistic, like cutting my list down to a realistic amount and actually like planning ahead. So like if we're doing a marathon in October, all right, need to start training at 3 miles.
So both of y'all niggas doing the marathon that they told
you? You down for the half marathon?
I ain't down, but I ain't.
No, that's cool. Don't worry about it. I'm about to send it to you. Don't even worry about it.
I got asthma, so if I'm doing it, you kind of
don't even worry about it.
Yeah, we're gonna see.
It's the internet. You got a passport too. You know, we'll talk about it after. But yeah, half marathon. But really just planning stuff out and being more intentional with my time, cause like how I was talking to Calvin a second ago about it, is I love volunteering, bro. Like I feel like that is truly passion, purpose, whatever, I just truly enjoy volunteering. Like I kind of feel validated in a way, not to the point of where it's like, oh, I'm able to do this, I'm able to do that. It's more so like the impact that you have on somebody, but really trying to learn how I can have the most impact with the least amount of time, because I'm starting to become kind of selfish with my time, because the best time to do something is now, but also it's no telling if tomorrow is even going. It's just not promised. There's no telling if I'm gonna be here tomorrow in order to do what I actually want to do for myself. So I'm becoming a bit more selfish. But yeah, balancing that time, becoming a better husband, selling the crib, and just being the best version of me, realistically.
I feel that. I think for me, it come down to 3 B's. The first B.
Nah, you gotta say the joke. You gotta say the
All
joke.
right, I'll do it at the end. So the first B is
Get this nigga in
body.
trouble.
I want to improve my body. I don't want to just attain the best body I've ever had. I want to maintain that, like going forward. The second is business. I want to focus on whether that's renting cars or plowing snow, like actually doing things the way they're supposed to be done, and not just half-assing it. And then the last thing, Deontay was trying to figure out what the third B was earlier.
I figured it was something with a relationship. I'm like, spouse, wife.
And I was like, he's probably like, yo, bitch. And yeah, that's my boo.
It was a boo. It was boo.
That was a nice little cleanup.
I was
right
like,
there.
wait, what?
I want to focus on maintaining a stronger relationship with my girl. You know, just like we said, that accountability and thinking about the little things, and definitely intentionality. Sometimes we just sit around and do nothing, and we could be doing something. It don't even necessarily have to be productive, but it could be something that's more fruitful than just sitting there watching TV or sitting there scrolling through Instagram.
Facts.
So spending quality time together.
My bad. I thought I was tripping. My bad. For me, I'll say execution is a big one. Executing on the ideas that I have and not caring what people might or think. For example, I make drinks now. I've been making drinks for a minute. Nobody knows that except for the people that actually come to my house. The drink that we're drinking now is called Amuse. Because
A Muse,
Amuse.
like the Division song.
Yes.
Like,
Okay.
It's so all my drinks are based off of songs.
Peaches and eggplants.
Peaches and eggplants. Like I made blackberry sap last Friday. This past Friday is Amuse. So like writing it down and making content with it. I know everybody and their mama is making content when it comes to the liquor, but how can I add my own twist onto it? Nobody is making liquor based off of a fucking song. Excuse my language. Based off of a song. I want to produce a vibe with my drinks, you feel me? So that's one thing. Focusing on all the business ideas that I have, especially when it comes down to like videography and photography, executing on that. It's truly trying to be a better version of me, like a newer me. Especially being able to be blessed with like a new space. You feel me? I want to be a different dev than what y'all seen when I had my house. So like, for example, I don't go to sleep with dishes in my sink at all. Before I leave every day, I make sure the house is clean because in my mind, I'm thinking you don't know who might come through once you get off work. You feel me? So taking advantage of the space and producing a better version of me. Kind of trying to shed my skin of the old Dev when I had my house into this new version of me. And just truly saying F it and just doing everything that I say I'm about to do. Like focusing on 3 Bs, just like you. But also trying to have more fun. Spending money on new clothes, new jewelry.
So you got the Movado
Trying to. Just spending money on me, like get my tattoo soon, and not thinking about it, just doing it. Because at the end of the day, like if you don't do it now, you would probably never do it. So
No better
just
time than
doing
now.
like the things that I want to do. So
No, for sure, give me your flowers though. 'Cause,
appreciate it.
I don't know if you want flowers or cologne or what do men get, bro?
I don't know what we
Probably
get.
candles for that.
We get socks for Father's Day.
But no, for real, give me your flowers though, because when we was talking earlier when we first got here, and you was talking about like Haywood in the gym, for instance. I ain't gonna go into depth of it, but like
No, you can.
like so pretty much he was saying he was apologizing to Haywood. So Haywood's our other friend, but Haywood be doing Haywood stuff sometimes, and we've been voicing it for a long time. Like, Haywood, you want some Haywood stuff, and a lot of times you never know, not necessarily not only what that does to a person, but more so like that tells a lot about yourself. Like, you might be projecting your own insecurities on somebody, or you might be really just voicing deep down how you feel, and you never just have a transparent conversation to understand how they feel. So to point Dev's point when he said he sold the house and he's shedding his skin, like, he's really like, hey, my bad for doing this, my bad for doing that. Because if you know Dev, you know he'll say some off the wall stuff bluntly.
No, I can be a real dick.
Yeah, and it's like, it ain't no disrespect. That's just how he is. But he's taking time to reflect on himself and be that better steward, be that better person, and be, intentional in situations where he's kind of really trying to be the best version of himself. But it seems like for others more so.
Yeah.
Not just for himself only, but definitely give you
Because,
flowers on that.
Like I said, like all week I'd been taking the time to apologize to people. Like Haywood was one of them. Micah was another one. About that whole situation.
The house situation with the...
No, not even. I'll probably have to tell you like off camera.
Oh.
But her situation been sitting on my chest for a while. Like,
Oh, yeah. I know what
yeah,
you're talking
it
about.
was like I couldn't.
The inconsideration part.
Yeah, I couldn't understand like where she was.
I get what you're saying.
Like, and I seen her yesterday.
Oh, at the family picnic.
Yeah, and I was like, bro, I can't let this sit on my chest. So the second time I went up to her, luckily we was like already on a one-on-one situation, and I was like, I stopped her mid sentence. I was like, yo, I owe you a big apology, and I gave her like my thought process in that situation, the way I was thinking in that situation, and I gave her what helped me place myself in her shoes, in a sense. And shit, we cool now. But for me, I can be a real dick. And when I look back, I see the reason why, and I don't want to be that person. And to use the Haywood point for example, when I'm in the gym, bro, I'm on a mission. Like,
Trust me, I know.
like if anybody has worked out with me ever,
Be on some drugs.
and you see me in the gym, bro, I'll be on some shit. I'll be angry. I'm an angry dude in the gym. And I have to realize that everybody don't use the gym in the same way. And I can't use my motivation. I can't place my motivation onto somebody else. So it's crazy. It took Supermom to explain that to me.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Dang. That's what's up, for real.
Supermom?
Shout out to Supermom.
I think I know what you're talking about. I'm gonna just leave it
Yeah,
alone.
she's the only woman pregnant.
She's pregnant right now, isn't she?
Benching 205.
She's pregnant right now, ain't
225.
she?
Yeah, again.
First girl.
Benching 225.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. I thought you was talking about.
Pregnant.
I'm gonna leave it at. I think you said Miss Perfect. I thought that's what you was talking about.
Oh, no, I don't think she got no kids.
That's auntie, though. Hey, auntie. That's auntie.
I'm gonna leave that alone.
But no, that takes a lot, though. Like, really doing self-reflection in depth like that. Like, a lot of times we'll do self-reflection, but it's surface level. Like, we'll self-reflect to the point of where it's like, all right, I could communicate this a little bit better. Or, yeah, I was wrong in this situation.
Then
And
you
we
move on
might,
to the next thing. Right after that.
and literally repeat the same cycle all over again. But, like, you really sound like you, like, wholeheartedly restructuring a lot. And it takes a lot to do that. It really does. So like how, I guess if somebody's struggling with that, like we're trying to come up with how to, you know, become not necessarily that better version. Like I don't want to sound cliche, but more so how to be more a better steward in a way. What were some of the steps that you took in getting to that point of becoming self-aware to be in this phase where you're at right now? Because I've known you for a little minute, and that's a lot. That's a lot, my boy. That is a lot.
Honestly, bro, it's just realizing where you want to be and just being that person. Because, all right, like, yeah, financially, we all aren't where we want to be. But it's like, if we were that person, how would that person act, think, be in this certain situation? You feel me? And it's not about the destination, it's all about the journey to becoming that person. And nothing is truly stopping us from being that person right now. We always think of, okay, when I have X amount of dollars in my bank account, when I'm making X amount of money, when I'm doing X. People. And it always comes down to that material money. But it's like, all right, if I give you that money right now, do you know how to operate it? Do you know how to manage it? All right, so you got to like truly be that person now, and then God will truly bless you with what you have coming. And for me, the person I want to be, like financially well off, all right, how does that person act? He's not a dick all the time, but he knows when to put his foot down. He knows how to manage his money to the penny. He knows what's coming in. He knows what's going out. He's big on his environment. Like, for me, he knows how to operate as an introvert and an extrovert. He knows how to dress well. He knows how to speak well. He's God-fearing. So, like, you can continue on with that list and just be that person.
It's funny. Oh, my bad.
You go ahead.
No, I was just about to say, because it's a book that I do read. I actually do read a little more often. I know I've said this like 3 or 4 times now, but I'm really proud of myself on that. But no, it's a book I'm reading called Millionaire Mindsets. And everything starts with your upbringing. So the way you were brought up, say if somebody say, like for McDonald's, you got McDonald's money. Hearing that, we're programmed to think, oh, if we don't got it, then we can't get it type of thing. Like it's actually other ways to get it using or leveraging other people's money. So like your upbringing is the first thing. And then your emotions lead to your thoughts. So however you feel in the moment, if you're sad, happy, whatever it is, that's going to lead you to that thought process. Your thoughts lead to your actions.
Action
your
leads to results.
Yeah, leads to results. So it's like by you starting at the mindset aspect and thinking deep down, like how can I navigate this situation now? How can I be a better version of myself? And truly taking that time out to do the mindset part, everything else is going to fall into place. It's going to be like a domino effect. And that's the hardest part, though, is the shift of a mindset. That is really like the hardest part because you're truly becoming a new person.
And it's like an everyday battle, bro. Like some days I feel like I'm there. Some days I feel like I'm not. Yeah, some days are better, worse than others.
I like that imposter syndrome, I guess. I feel that.
It's like, damn, like, I feel like I'm him some days. Some days I feel like, damn, I'm so far from being him. But it's an everyday battle. Like, you're not going to win every day. But as long as you win the war, you straight.
It's like, y'all know who David Goggins is?
Yeah.
Or yeah, that's, like, whenever
Who's going to carry the boats and the logs?
Yeah.
That's what I say in my head in the gym. When y'all see me doing walking lunges.
135?
No.
Or 155?
185.
Yeah. Pretty much, if you don't know David Goggins, he's a motivational speaker. He used to be an overweight guy that was like 300 pounds. He always said he was spraying for cockroaches for like, I think he said he made like $1,000 every month. And now he went from that to being a Navy SEAL, runs ultra marathons in like 200-degree weather, and he's just a badass. Well, he's a bad guy.
No, he's a badass.
I was about to say he's a badass motherfucker.
No, he's a badass. No, He deserves that title. He's a badass motherfucker.
I said we giving flowers out today, man.
So Goggins pretty much will put you in that mindset of why aren't you giving like everything in this exact moment? Like why are you half-assing if you're here? And I had that struggle with myself sometimes, primarily in the gym. I'd be like, man, I could put some more weight on this, but I'm just trying to get done with this workout, take my ass home.
Think what Dev do. Think in this moment, what would Dev do?
No, I can't think that.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I can't think that. 'Cause then
I don't even think how Dev think.
have fucking 315 on my chest just sitting there.
With no spot.
No spot.
Where y'all at?
Bro, 315 not that heavy, bro. It's not
But
that
yeah,
heavy.
pretty much like that's what I've been trying to do. Like have that Goggins type mentality, because it's like if you already in pain, like why not just continue to endure what you going through? You're already struggling. But you're working towards something. It's not like you're just struggling for no damn reason.
Right.
Like you're working towards what you say you want, and if you really want what you say you want, you're probably gonna need to put in more effort than you actually anticipated it requiring. And I think being aware of that for one, and being able to actually implement that additional work that you need will take you much further than you expect.
So before we close, I got 2 questions I want to ask. What's a quote that you would like to share with the audience that you have been living by? Because I know there's a lot of people in this world, they hear a quote and then they'll also just spit it back out and not really live it. But if you can think about a quote that you truly live by, what would that quote be?
Mine would just probably be, your perception is your reality. Just because, like, the more people I encounter in life, the more I see people finger point. Like, people always like saying what they don't have, who did something to them, whatever trauma they went through. But really, it's all a mindset thing.
Facts.
Like, I can only control what I can control. Like, me being here right now in the moment is because I decided to be here in the moment. I could have been like, dang, I can't go over there because I got X, Y, and Z to do. Or I got X, Y, and Z, I need to work on or whatever. But everything starts with you internally. Like whatever that mindset takes or whatever that shift takes, it's all about what you have access to. So to your point, like if somebody was to give you all the things that you ask for, everything that you need, quote unquote, the network, the money, the access to whatever it is, the technology, if somebody gave you all that today, would you be able to accomplish the goal that you say you want to have at hand? And no, I wouldn't be able to, if we're being wholeheartedly honest, because I still am trying to shift my perception in order to maximize what I do have and stop saying what I don't have. So, yeah, no, for me, it's your perception is your reality.
What about you?
Mine would probably be this quote by Les Brown. He said, "It's not that people will shoot for the stars and miss. No, shoot for the moon and miss. They'll shoot for the stars and hit," or something like that. So pretty much, I probably fucked that quote.
They shoot for the closer target than
exactly.
Then actually going for the,
And you go for that low hanging fruit, and you have this sense of accomplishment, but in reality, you didn't accomplish like what you really, really wanted to accomplish. Like, so you're about to run a half marathon. Say you really wanted to run a marathon.
I don't.
Let's say you did, and you were like, "All right, I'm gonna just run this half marathon, and I'm gonna be good." Instead of like using that half marathon as like a stepping stone, like this is the first goal. Once I know I can do this, all right, now I just gotta do the same thing, but I gotta do it 2 more times, and that's the end of it. And then I'll actually have hit that goal that I really wanted to hit. So instead of, my bad, y'all. Instead of like I said, going for that low hanging fruit, just attain it. Well, trying to reach the goals that you actually have, and not just being like, all right,
settling.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for. Settling.
Yeah. I say for me is how you do anything is how you do everything. Like earlier, I referenced like my dishes. You feel me? I don't go to sleep without putting my dishes in the dishwasher, running it. I don't leave the house without cleaning up. Like I'm never coming home to a nasty looking house. Like I make up my bed, I clean, wash clothes every Sunday before church, fold them as soon as they come out the dryer, vacuum every week. Like I'm being more. That quote lives in my head. How I do anything is how I will do everything, because it's true.
So Calvin, you had something to say about that
Oh
quote.
yeah, I disagree with that.
Why is that?
I think at times we have different priorities. So, like, I don't know if you remember this thing called the Renaissance Man, but the Renaissance Man is a person that's like encompassing everything. Like they do everything right, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And it's pretty much like all their attributes, if we're in like 2K, is at 99. Meanwhile, you have like a jack of all trades who may be good at certain things but not great at anything. I think that sometimes, like, at least I know for myself, like I'm in a space right now where like the gym is my priority. Like that's where I'm giving like all my effort to. And so, like I said, sometimes that means I may neglect in my relationship a little bit. I may neglect at the house a little bit. And I'm able to get all that effort into the gym, but it's not in those other areas. So I'm giving 100% there, but I may be giving 75 and 60 elsewhere else.
So, for me, what that quote means to me is, am I doing the best when it comes to, like, for example, cleaning my apartment? Am I slacking on it? I know I should have took that trash out. If I don't, it's going to rot and it's going to smell up my whole apartment. Let me make sure I do everything to the best of my ability in this moment. That's all it means to me. No matter what I'm doing, just give it your all. Making sure you leave no corners untouched.
No rocks unturned, no stones unturned.
Yeah. Like when you cleaning, like, are you moving stuff? Are you just wiping around stuff? Like stuff
Just
like that.
doing the stuff that's seen.
Are you in the gym? When you in the gym, are you giving it your all? At work, are you just slacking off? Like that's what that quote means to me. Giving everything that I do my all.
I'm glad I'm the middleman, bro. Cause your perception is your reality, so you can have your definition and you can have your definition. Just saying. No,
But my second quote is, like, when it comes to this Manifestors brand, what's one thing that you want to see this brand do more?
have like-minded people in the same space. Really, just like the networking part.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, even based off of the people we know, even beyond that, like people that just need a platform, like people that really have been yearning for a platform. They don't have the resources, they don't have the money, whatever it is, all the stuff that we say is stopping us or holding us back from being able to be the best versions of ourselves, to reach more people and to amplify it. Really just helping people do that, asking them the questions that they never got asked before in public, being able to be that safe space where, like, when Brandon was on here, he was like, man, like, y'all really cool. Like, I ain't think y'all was like this, bro.
He
Like,
thought we was lame.
yeah, he was like, no, that's being real, though. He was like, I didn't think y'all was like this. And it was just, like, creating that space where it's like, bro, honestly, we just trying to have a conversation. Because originally, it was supposed to be, like, high-level conversations or, what was it, the workout thing?
So the workout idea I came up with was like high level workouts, higher level conversations.
Yeah.
Where we like do like a
workout,
dev
get
workout
the blood
type.
flowing. Yep.
And also during a workout, we're having like a conversation.
Yeah. So I mean, really just having those high level conversations in a space that's like safe and comfortable and pure. Like, I feel like it's funny because I fell asleep at the men's fellowship yesterday, and it was like I was in a safe space though. Like, and you don't just fall asleep anywhere and knowing that you're not in a safe space. Like, I might fall asleep anywhere, but I ain't about to fall asleep on no subway. Like, I ain't go to New York and on no subway. Nah, I ain't crazy. Like, it's like being in that safe space to be able to bring people on and just talk. Whatever your passion is, whether you're passionate about education, whether you're passionate about finances, whether you're passionate about, hey, man, this is what I think about relationships, and I really just need to talk to somebody about it, and just having a whole high-level conversation, to your point. But, yeah, I think just bringing people on to talk.
So I won't cop out. Mine was going to be collaboration. So I would say providing that encouragement, and I would say in the gym space. So whether that's like one day, I don't know, one day a month, where where me, you, well, all three of us, we at whatever gym, invite some people who typically might not go to the gym, and just show them what we've been doing, what's been working for us, and just encouraging them. It don't have to be anything. It don't have to be a dev workout.
Yeah.
But just showing them especially if they're like
New.
unhealthy.
Yeah.
Unhealthy and new. Then just giving them that space, like, hey, we're here to support you. Don't feel like you're alone in this. Don't feel like you can't ask questions, and there's no such thing as a dumb question. Because that's what we're here for.
That's what's up.
I'll say for me, creating the tools that we use in our everyday lives to help us be our best version of ourselves, creating those tools and giving them to the people that watch our content. Because honestly, we can truly like start a book club. We can truly do the monthly little get-togethers, networking events. We can do every quarter, every month, however you want to break that down. Creating that safe space in the gym for people who are scared when it comes to the gym, who are scared to take a step into that new life that they truly want to live. Like everything you guys said, that's what I want to create.
All in one.
Because you broke down your description of the brand Manifestors on what we want to do. Well, what you said you wanted to do is why I created it. Like, I want to create that brand that actually helps people become the best version of themselves while we are documenting our journey on becoming the best version of ourselves. So I know Pastor had a whole issue with the whole Manifestors thing. I understand that when it comes to the biblical side of it, but at the same time, we are the masters of our fate. We are the captains of our soul, in a sense. I know he's gonna have a problem with that.
You gonna get a phone call right after this before it even go out? No,
He probably calling me right now, but I know he has a problem with that. But at the same time, I truly do believe that.
So when you say that, is it more so that you believe that you can control what you can control, or is it like
God gave us the power to truly control our fate, in a sense. He is putting us in this position for a reason. If that wasn't the case, he wouldn't put us in this position. We are here for a reason.
So are you pretty much saying like God gives you all these opportunities and it pretty much is up to you
To take advantage of
take
it.
that step of faith?
Okay.
Like I said, because he's Almighty God. Like when he flows, and there's no filter on that flow. You feel me? There's no filter on, or no amount on how much God can give you. But are you truly ready for what God can give you?
When he's giving you that abundance, are you really truly ready
Right.
for that?
Back to that stewardship. So that's what I think. You are the master of your fate. You are the captain of your soul. I tie that in with stewardship. I know pastors might have a problem with me doing that, but that's helping me on my discipleship journey with God. Like, I have that tattooed. You feel me? I'm the master of my fate. I'm my captain of my soul. That's helping me understand that I have to be a better steward to what God is already putting in me. So that's it.
It's funny because one day we're gonna have a pastor on here, and I feel like Dev and him, it's really just gonna be a podcast between him and Dev, and we're just gonna be sitting there just like, yeah, you know what, y'all go ahead.
I feel like he's gonna ask me why I've been dodging him about like that one-on-one, like that meeting, like sitting down for dinner and stuff like that. I ain't really been dodging him. Yeah, obviously I could use time as an excuse, but it's
not a priority.
It is in a sense, but at the same time, I don't want to. how can I say this? I feel like I'm on this journey, and I feel like I'm on the right path, right?
So you don't want to get veered into another based off of
What he said.
how other people feel. So you don't want to get veered off of the road you're on right now.
Yeah. And, everybody's different. To him, the road I'm on might not be a golly road. You feel me? But I'm doing my darnest best. I only cussed 4 times on this podcast today. That's a new record for me. You feel me? Like, I truly feel like I am walking with God. Like, it might not be to a certain person's expectations, but I'm working. I'm doing the best that I can. And I don't want to feel like my best is not good enough.
I can respect that.
So,
I mean, but that's part of the perk to having like people that's like-minded. And also that's also a perk to having a pastor too, though, because they're supposed to shepherd you and kind of lead you. At the end of the day, can't nobody force you what to do. Like, just like if my own mama, or even if now my wife came in here right now and said, I need you to do this, I don't got to do it. Just as kids growing up, we're going to bump our heads. I put forks in electrical plugs and everything. I done some wild stuff.
I was about to call you a word.
Hey, man. People, but that's the thing. Like, a lot of times you don't learn until you go through it yourself. And
you look like that type of
bro, hey. And the stubbornness might come into place where it's like, I got to find this out myself. And I'm unapologetically me. And that's one thing I've learned is like, I kind of struggle. I guess that's another topic, but I kind of struggle more so with jumping on bandwagons. So like when somebody say something, I'm headstrong on it because
like being a State fan, but okay.
Yeah, hey.
I'm sorry.
But no, really, so it's really just like whatever chapter you in life, it's like you got to respect it, but you also have that circle to the point of where you can hear different opinions. And it's good to be challenged sometimes, just like how we challenge up. Like, we challenge our leadership, I would hope, and we challenge people around us, whether it's our spouses or our girls or our fiancés, whatever it is. We are supposed to challenge others to make them to be accountable and make them the best version of themselves, just as you're doing it for yourself. So, I mean, that's just my little rant I just went on. But you never know what the outcome might be, and you might open his eyes in order to see, okay, I get where he coming from. It might be I don't know. Either way, I don't know. I think it's always good just to have open-ended conversations. And whatever comes out of the conversation, it ain't got to go nowhere. It could just be between y'all.
Like I said before on another podcast, we all the main characters in our own anime, but we have to be the best supporting character in other people's anime. Like, we all might have to play like that Shikamaru role. We all might have to play that Vegeta role.
We not all Tanjiros, bro.
Yeah, we all can't be Tanjiros. You feel me?
We all can't be Tanjiro.
But
that's
like,
the only anime I saw, bro.
But one, bro, if you were to watch like one anime right now that I recommend it's called Solo Leveling. I promise you, watch that. It's only like 14 episodes. I swear to God, you will love it. I swear to you, you will love it because it applies so much to life.
That's the perks of animes. I ain't gonna lie.
This anime applies so much to life that is crazy. So I'm gonna end it with that.
No, but on that note, I don't know. For this week, bro, hopefully, like, we ain't even gotta say it right now on camera, but hopefully for this week, we're able to figure out whatever we want to focus on. Like, whether it's stewardship, whether it's being the best bees possible, or whether it's maximizing our time management, whatever it is, just like make that the focus every day. Like, the moment you wake up, thank God for another day, and then go about it. And that's it. Just like whatever that is, you might have to ask for strength in whatever endeavors you got going on in life, but just make that the focus no matter what, because tomorrow is not promised. So
Mic drop.
Live in the moment. But this your boy Tay.
It's your boy Dev.
This your boy Cal.
Appreciate y'all for tapping in. Peace.
Peace.